A man's adversity is his alignment. I really need you to understand that and learn this, and I'm going to do my best to explain that simply and yet effectively here in this video. A man's adversity is his alignment. What do I mean by that? Any adversity that you've gone through or are going through or will go through is nature's, God's, your higher self's way of putting you into alignment with your greatest self, with your best future, if you allow it to have that meaning. So let me break it down like this. If your wife or your girlfriend cheats on you, you can see it as having heartbreak, being betrayed. You can give it that kind of meaning. Another kind of meaning that you can give it is, oh, the universe, God, is showing me that this person isn't qualified to be in my life and they need to be removed. Now, if you give it the meaning from the first perspective, you're going to experience a lot of negative emotion, a lot of bad feelings, sad feelings. We would often refer to this as trauma. Every snowflake's favorite word these days. In the second example, it ain't gonna feel good. You'll still experience some kind of probably shitty feeling. However, you're also going to feel a sense of empowerment that you are being given a feedback loop on something you need to purge from your life. Somebody who is disloyal and of low character. Same example, and multiply that by, let's say that your girlfriend cheated on you with one of your friends. That could, in the first person's perspective, could be even more so overwhelming negative feelings, sadness, and trauma. In the second person's perspective, great. The universe just showed you two shitty people who deserve each other, and they definitely don't deserve to be in your life. Excellent. Good, I knew now and not later when I'm at a higher level of success. So in these examples, and you can come up with countless scenarios that fit into what I'm saying. Let's say that you make a business proposal to 5 different people and all of them say no. You could see that as rejection. You could interpret that as you suck at sales. Your service sucks. You could interpret that as you'll never be successful, and on and on and on, and all the different kinds of interpretations and meanings that we can apply to something. Second perspective, those 5 people aren't aligned with the level of product or service that I offer, and the no is simply allowing me to move on to find the person who is aligned with what I have to offer and who does see the value in it, and then I can actually help that person. You could simply see it that way. So, a couple of things are important here. The adversity is an opportunity for your alignment with your higher self, with your greatest self. So that girlfriend and that friend who wasn't really a friend don't belong in your life. The opportunity for alignment is to eliminate them from your life, and you will then be aligned with your greater self. You called on 5 different people, made a business proposal or sales proposal, and they all said no. Fine. That is an opportunity to realize that those people are not in alignment with what you have to offer, where you're headed. Now, what's really interesting is that the meaning we give to an experience, an event, a circumstance is what creates most of the emotions and feelings we're going to have about it. This has led me to believe and hold a worldview and perspective that psychological trauma isn't what happens to us, it's in the meaning that we give to what happens to us. Are you with me? If your business partner steals from you, you could see it as the fact that you give it meaning that there's just absolutely no honest people in this world, everybody's shitty, etc., etc., etc. You can give it meaning that is debilitating and crippling to your psyche, your progress, your future, your life. It can be the first domino that causes a whole series of dominoes that ends up with you completely losing out on life. It can. And many people have gone through experiences where they point back to that first domino and say, that's what started it all. And I'm here to say that that isn't what started it all. The meaning you applied to it and the fallout from that is what started it all. So your adversity oftentimes is your alignment. It can also, if you're going through an extended season of adversity, it can simply be God, the universe, whatever it is, showing you that how you've been showing up, how you've been acting, how you've been behaving in your thought, words, and actions, your habits, and so forth, they are not aligned with your greater self, your best life. And so the adversity that you're now dealing with is feedback from the universe attempting to put you into alignment with what is best. Life happens for you, not to you. You've heard that before? The person that says life happens to me is the first kind of person that always gives a meaning of negativity, sadness, sorrow, woes, and etc., etc., etc. to any event or experience. The person who says that life is happening for me applies a meaning that is empowered and elevated to any sort of event or experience. Now, which kind of person, which of these two people do you think will create bigger wins, will win more often over the long term? Which one do you think is more likely to be a winner over the long term? Well, of course, the person two, the kind of person that'll say life is happening for me, which said differently is a person who controls the meaning that they give to events and experiences in their life. Even if classically the event itself or the experience would classically be considered a very negative or bad one. And I'm not saying that you're a robot or that you don't feel feelings around it. However, you do, after processing initial reaction, initial emotion, the initial flare-up of emotion, you can then sit there and choose what kind of meaning you apply. What kind of meaning you give the thing that happened. And the meaning that we give what it is that happened makes all the difference as to whether we will actually be able to use the event and the experience to better ourselves, to elevate our lives, or if it's going to deflate us. Is it going to deflate you, or is it going to elevate you? The key in whether it's going to do one or the other, from my personal experience in my own life and the observed experience of many men's lives, is what meaning are you going to apply to the thing? And so instead of complaining about the adversity that you're going through, start to see it as a feedback loop that is trying to put you into alignment with your greatest self. And so if you're experiencing adversity, it's either that you are showing up in an unaligned way with your greatest self, or you are allowing things into your life and keeping them that are unaligned with your greatest self and your best life. And so you have work to do to put yourself into alignment with your greatest self and your best life. It's going to be usually a combination of elevating your self-identity, doing the work of becoming the version of you that is truly aligned with and congruent with the best version of yourself, your highest self. And it's going to be coupled oftentimes with a process of purging and eliminating people, habits, and things and environments that do not belong in your life anymore. Take a step back and look at any adversity you've gone through or are going through with a lens, put on the lens or filter of what is this adversity trying to put me into alignment with? And in what way was I out of alignment in the first place that then invited and created this adversity? In those answers is gold for you.